Welcome to A Dash of Story with Donna Lynn. It's day 13 of our CM Creative Crew Christmas Layout Blitz collaboration. You can see all the details in the Layout Blitz link in the description below. Today I'm creating a simple page kit Christmas layout with a twist, plus a bonus layout using the Magic of Christmas collection. These layouts are perfect for beginner and seasoned scrapbookers. The page kits come with an instruction sheet, 2 base pages, a cut apart page, which just means that it has the lines where to cut, and a sticker sheet. If you get the bundle, you usually will get an exclusive stickers you can also get these from your advisor. And these are my base pages, so I'm not cutting them, but I do want to know how wide this is, because if I want to duplicate this layout, I'll be able to just look at my notes and see that this piece of paper right here for design is 6 by 12. And then on the cut apart sheet, before I cut it, I will also measure 4 by 10. This piece is 2 inches by 4 inches. And these are 2 4x6. So I just write the little measurements right here, and that way I can reference it in the future. You can set your trimmer aside because that's all the cutting that we'll be doing for this. Lay out your 2 base pages, and I like to line them up on my cutting mat. That way I can make sure that when I'm laying down the pieces, I can use the measurements on the side. So these 2 pieces are just gonna go right here and here. And their 2 4x6s are gonna go right here and here. I want to center it a little bit, so I'm going to do 3/4 of an inch in. That way it's even on both sides. And then these pieces are going here and here. I'm trying to decide if I like it better like this or like this. So they show it on the sheet right centered in the middle, but I'm pulling it a little bit closer just because I like for more of the words to show on this paper. And with the tape, you just need a little bit in each corner. You don't need to go crazy with the tape. And I'm going about 1 inch up from the bottom of the page. So in this sketch, they're recommending a 4x4 photo right here. And this would just go on top like a little border on your 4x4 photo. And this one would go here, your 4x4 photo, and this would go on the bottom. And I just ran out of tape runners, so that is time to make a wish. When you run out of a tape runner, make a wish and be happy that you have another one in stock ready to go. These have little holes here and they have pegs here, so it's really easy to refill your tape. You just pop it in like that and then put the cover on. Super easy to replace your tape runner refill. Just putting this placeholder here temporarily just so you can see where to put your photos. But if you don't have these little placeholders, you can also just use a Post-it note. Post-it note is probably actually better. It'd be nice if they made these in a Post-it note style, because that way, you know, they won't rip or anything when you're pulling them off your page. I think I will send that suggestion into Creative Memories. All right, so here's our base page, and now they do give us stickers. So for the stickers, I love the 12-inch border stickers, and they just place this right on the edge here of this green paper. And same with this over here. So pretty, that just finishes it off so nice. Now this is super busy. We are gonna put photos on here. So I'll put some placeholders there just so you can see. We'll do a 3.5 by 3.5 photo here and 5.5 by 3.5 photo here. You could also do a row of the littler ones. Like you could do 3 of these probably. So we'll just put this here and this here. So now it looks a little less busy with the patterns. But another thing that you can do is you can put a border on here. So I'm gonna look, this almost looks like dark sea green would be a good match for our cardstock. So I'll grab a piece of that. So what I'm going to do is just cut about 1/4 of an inch larger than this. So I'll do 5.75 by 3.75. And let's see what that does. Put this here and then there. Look at that. I think that just looks a lot better. So we'll do the same with these guys. Now, because these are 4 by 6, you're going to want to cut your photos down a little bit. So you can trim this down and use a white background, or if you prefer to not have a white background, like that. Get a 4 by 4 photo right here. Now in this picture, you'll see that they put stickers on here, but they're kind of just floating in air. I don't know if you can see that very well. So I think rather than just having sticker sneeze on here, that maybe we'll do a cute cluster, and I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to put some foam squares on the stickers so that they'll stick out a little bit. And then what you can do is don't take off the backing yet, because see how this is going to overlap where my photo is going to go? And I don't want this to stick right here because I want to be able to add a photo later. So I'm going to keep I'm going to keep the backing on here. I can take this one off and stick this one down, but I don't want to stick this part yet. And then for the rest of the sticky stuff, you can just get Creative Memories non-stick powder and just put that all along the sticky part of your sticker, and it will take the sticky out. You can also use regular powder, but this is really handy. So now I can take this part off, and then I'll stick this part down here. Do the same with this pretty point setup. Oops. This one I can take it off because I'm going to put it here and it's not going to touch the photo, so I can go ahead and stick this one down. But before I take these little tabs off, I want to use the non-stick powder just to de-stickify the sticker on the other parts. Now I can take these guys off. And we will just cluster this right here. And do a sprig of holly behind it. Now I think that this needs a title. So it's either going to be Happy Holidays, 'Tis the Season. I think I'll do Christmas Time. Christmas Time. And then maybe some presents. Using the foam squares really makes the title pop up, and then I can add some little stars, add a sprig of holly, and then I can do some journaling strips, and that will put the date on there, maybe that we're having a Christmas open house. And these write-on journaling strips, they're self-adhesive, and then you can just cut them to size. And you can even do a little tag if you want. Let's do something like that. Cute. Little present there. And I think here, instead of doing a photo, I'm going to do a journaling box. I'm going to use one of the tags from the December documented tag kit. This is much bigger than I need, so it's okay to trim it down. And I'm going to use, let's see, I think I'll use this one. So I trimmed it down here and here, so it's a lot skinnier. I'm going to use my scissors to cut off this part. Grab my Creative Memories hole punch, pop it in here, and then we can tie a really cute ribbon on here. Repositionable tape. I'm going to adhere that down like that, and then I'll just trim that. And then you can trim it here. Now I can do my journaling on here. And I'll add more photos down here. And then I think I'll do another little cluster over here so we can get kind of that triangle. Let's do a little chocolate. A little bit of the stars here, and then maybe I'll do a star over here. All right, there we go. Now let me show you a version of this page using the Magic of Christmas collection. This is the Magic of Christmas paper pack, and I'm going to recreate the page that we just did, Simple Page Kit 12, but using the Magic of Christmas collection. We are going to want to choose one of the lighter backgrounds. So I could do this or this or this as my background. I don't want it to look super similar, so I think I'm going to choose the leaves. Then we're going to want to have our 6-inch strip. This could be really pretty. So all we have to do is just cut this in half. Piece across the bottom is 4 inches by 10 inches. Using the Victorian blade in your 12-inch trimmer, you can create your own border instead of using a 12-inch sticker. Do it here and here. Now you can attach it right here. also pull some of the cranberries out of your cranberry paper. This is still pretty busy, so I definitely want to cover this with photos. If you wanted to do a bow or something with the 12-inch embellishments, you could do something like that. You can add something like this, the pretty lights, or some holly. This definitely needs something, so I'm going to grab the embellishments from Magic of Christmas. Okay, this is our layout that we did using this sketch. Sketch number 12 of the Simple Page Kit for 2025. So you can see that you can add journaling box instead of photos. You can change the size of the photos and make more photos if you want. You can add more journaling. You can add peekaboo pockets. You can add embellishments and strips of paper instead of the stickers. So once you have the base pages down, you can play around and do a lot of fun things with it. I hope you enjoyed these 2 ideas and have fun making your pages. Be sure and watch all of the videos from our CM creative crew. We've got lots of fun ideas for page layouts for December. Enjoy and happy holidays! For more ideas and inspiration, visit adashofstory.com.